Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be looking at one of ColourPop's more recent releases, their Butterfly collection. Now, ColourPop has been releasing things like crazy over at least the past year, but probably more than that. It has gotten to the point where if you blink, you miss it. So I actually ordered this collection the day that it launched, which was November 22nd. I did decide to go ahead and get the entire bundle. There was enough in this collection that I was really excited about that it just made the most sense. Now, I'm going to be talking about all of the different products that came in my order, but I do want to say that at the time that I'm filming this, which is Sunday, December 1st, the kit itself, the whole bundle, is sold out. I do not know if ColourPop is got any plans of restocking. I'm hoping so because I think this collection is just really beautiful and will kind of stand somewhat the test of time. I mean, not forever, obviously, but it isn't incredibly trendy, which for some people might be a turnoff. For me, that's a positive. If you have seen any of my looks or my hauls or anything like that, I don't typically tend to gravitate towards the really bright, vibrant colors. This color story is my kind of color story. So when I saw it, I thought, you know what? I've been really good on my makeup purchases lately. I'm going to go ahead and splurge and I'm going to get the whole shebang. So let's talk about what comes in it. So the first thing that I'll talk about is the thing that I will get the least amount of use from, and that is this bad boy right here. So this is the Flyby Pixie Puff Highlighter. So all it is, and I haven't really opened it, so it's all still in the plastic, but it comes with this big beautiful soft puff here, and then inside is filled with just basically loose body highlighter. And I am pushing 40. I don't really have a lot of opportunity in my life for body glitter, body highlight, whatever the case may be. But if I do decide that I want to sweep a little bit over my chest or over my shoulders, this is probably the format that I'm most likely to use. I know right now there's a big trend with a lot of shimmery body oils and things like that, and some people absolutely love them. I am not personally one of them. I don't like the feel of them on my skin, and that's nothing to say that either the ColourPop or anybody else's are bad products. It's just not my personal preference. Having a dry, loose powder like this, for me, I feel like is something that I would get a little bit more use out of. So I have seen swatches online. Like I said, I'm not going to open it at the moment. I don't know when or if I will find an opportunity to open it, but it looks really beautiful. It's just a really lovely glittery champagne sort of tone, and I think it is very pretty. Okay, on to the next grouping, which is, as soon as I pick them all up, the Super Shock Shadows, which, by the way, say that 10 times fast. It's fun. So they do all come in special packaging. It is, okay, so if any of you remember back in the day, I know they've had some resurgences, but back in the day, the shoes, the jellies, that is exactly what this reminds me of. So it's this lovely sort of lilac, but it's full of just glitter. And it reminds me of a pair of jellies that I had as a small child, and that just brings joy to my heart. So it does come with 4. Now the packaging for all of this stuff, I'm not gonna lie, is so pretty. I'm not gonna keep it even though I kind of want to. It just, I've got so much stuff, I don't need to keep packaging along with it. But it has all of these just really glittery, beautiful butterflies all over them. It's embossed in gold lettering. It's really pretty. But it comes with 4 shades. So let's talk about all of them real quick. So let me go ahead and pull out. The one that I'll probably get the least amount of use out of is called Ringlet. It is this kind of vibrant sort of fuchsia purple, which is beautiful, but just not something that I see myself wearing very often. But it is super pretty. Super pretty. All right, and then we have this beauty right here called Like a Butterfly. And all of the packages, they have this really pretty little gold, I don't know if you can see it, gold butterfly on them. They're just, it's so girly and cute, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm totally living for it. So this shade right here. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. And then we have, let's do this one next. Then we also have Flying Circus, which I think is going to be my favorite, the one that I get the most use out of in this particular collection. Is anybody else funny about the first time they use like a ColourPop shadow? You don't want to just mess up that waffling design. I always tend to swatch off to the side. So it's a lot like this shade right here that we started with, but toned down a little bit. So it still has that really pretty pink reflect to it. It's just not quite as vibrant as, what did this one, as Ringlet. So I think it's really pretty, and I think that I'll get more use out of it versus the first. And then the last Super Shock shadow is Mighty Morphin, which to me is hilarious because yes, I grew up in the era of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when those first came out. My brother loved them. I thought I was too cool for them. And it is just this beautiful kind of iridescent gold. So stunning. I love Super Shock shadows. I really do. I don't wear them enough because I tend to put them in a drawer and then forget about them because I have too much makeup. And this is not helping that. But I really do love the Super Shock formula. So these are really, really beautiful. Additionally, they have 2 new of the Jelly Mutt shadows, which you guys, I think is such a winning formula. So again, the box that they come in looks like this, full of just sparkly, beautiful, girly, butterfly, flowery goodness. I love it. And there are 2 shades. So there is Bouquet, which is this kind of shimmering lilac color. Let me show it to you. So this is what it looks like in the pot. And then the actual Jelly Mutt shadow itself. Let me see if I can get a good amount here. Oh, look at that. It is sparkly and kind of this golden lilac shift. Well, lilac with a golden shift. I said that backwards. But, oh, it is just, it's heavenly. It is so, so, so pretty. Which, by the way, you're going to hear me say that phrase a lot. So, so pretty. And then we also have Buttercup, which is very, very light, but really, really neat. So when I open this guy up, it looks like marshmallow, like marshmallow fluff. Has anybody ever eaten that? Or am I just the only one? So that, let me do it kind of across the top. It is just this insane reflective white, but it's got this kind of pinky purple iridescent glittery shift. It's on the top. I don't know how well you can see it. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let me put that cap back on, wipe my little fingers off, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the products. All right, I'll clean. So it also comes with an eyeshadow palette. Of course, pressed eyeshadow palette. This is the outer cardboard box that it comes in. Again, it's beautiful. All of the shade names are printed on the back as typical for ColourPop. And then the actual, I love it. The actual palette itself, it's just full of glitter and butterflies and flowers. And I'm living for it. When you open it up, you have, again, no mirror, but that's fine for me. And you've got 11 shadows in this here. And the reason that I say that is because, sadly enough, there is a pressed glitter. I am not a fan of the pressed glitters, especially in the eyeshadow palettes. They are not eye safe. Glitter, if it gets in your eye, can cut it, and it can cause a lot of problems. So I really don't love that something that is intentionally not eye safe is in an eyeshadow palette, but that is my opinion. Everybody has their own feelings towards it, and that's fine. I mean, it looks really pretty, but I just would never ever use it. So for me, it's kind of a waste. Now, I will say that I do like that that ColourPop does do a good job of clearly indicating the 3 shades that are not eye safe. So this one right here, again, is the pressed glitter. It's in the shade Overpacked. Right underneath it, you have Changes. It is not eye safe, and neither is Gotta Fly. My suspicion is that it's because there must be red dyes in this formula, and oftentimes red dyes are marked as not eye safe or not intended for the eye area because they can cause irritation and staining in those with sensitive eyes. I personally have not had that particular problem, so I'm okay with using them, but exercise your own caution for sure. So I love this. So in addition to your pressed glitter here, you do also have 1, 2, 3, 4 metallic shimmer shades. You have 2 mattes right here that have glitter in them. I'm not a huge fan of mattes with glitter in them because the glitter, in my experience, once you start using the shadows, just sort of blends away. But in the pan, I'm not gonna lie, they are super pretty. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 true mattes. So it is, I think, a really well done palette. I really like the variety of shades and tones of purples and reddish browns that are in this palette. I think it's one that I will get a ton of use out of because, again, these are colors that I gravitate towards. I do like that you have cooler leaning shadows. You do have some that are edging on warm. So like, for instance, Sunflare. Sorry, I'm trying not to blind you guys. Sunflare right here is a little bit on the warmer side. Certainly if you compare Wild Thing right here to Made to Last right here, Made to Last is a warmer version of Wild Wing rather. So I like that you have a good combination of cooler leaning shades, but you do also have a little bit of warmth in there for those that maybe don't love cool shadows or are not accustomed to working with cooler shadows. And I think that they all play really, really nicely together. So I really like what they have done with the palette here. The last thing that you get in this collection are 5 of the lipsticks. So this is the Luxe lipstick in their Blur formula, I want to say, which is one that I have not used before. So this is my first experience with them. And they are quite comfortable. They remind me very much of the Huda Beauty lipsticks that she came out with. It's got that kind of slippiness to them. Not like they're going to slide off of your lips or anything like that, but like when you press them together, they almost feel a little bit silicone-y, kind of like a silicone primer would feel, if that makes sense. So I don't know how long wearing these are. Today is the first time that I have tried any of these on, but I think the color choices in here are fantastic. So what I'm going to go ahead, before I do that. So you do, when you order the bundle, you do get just 1 large box for all 5 of the lipsticks, which personally I appreciate because, again, I'm not going to be keeping the packaging even though it's so pretty. So I don't need individual lipstick boxes for each of the shades, if that makes sense. So when you open it up, all of the actual lipstick bullets themselves are in the traditional gold tube with the stars, and then the lipstick itself is just a standard bullet. So again, I'm totally fine with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever, but I did want to let you know that it does have, even though it's got beautiful boxes, it is a very standard lipstick bullet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert me applying this eyeshadow look here, as well as me trying on all of the different lipsticks that come in this collection. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap everything up with my final thoughts. So I did go ahead and start by priming my lids with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. It is what I have been using for the majority of this year. And then to go ahead and set that down a little bit, I did go into Lush, which is probably almost like a cream shade that leans to the lilac. I don't know if that truly makes sense, but that's what I used to set down my eyeshadow base. And then I went in initially with Made to Last as my first transition shade. I feel like this applied very, very well and looked really nice against my skin tone. But I did want to go ahead and deepen things up just a little bit, so I went in also with Changes on a smaller, similarly shaped brush and buffed that a little bit deeper into the crease to help give a little bit of extra definition to that crease. I do have hooded eyes, so sometimes that does help. After that, I went in with Angel BB all on the outer V. This is a really nice shade. I really enjoyed. It looks super dark in the pan, but as I applied it to the eyes, it was not nearly as deep and overwhelming as it may appear. So that was really nice. I think that you can easily build this shade up to give it more intensity. And then from there, I went ahead and I applied Gotta Fly all over the rest of my lids. This was really, really pretty. I don't think I used the perfect brush for it because it did come across a little bit softer than I was anticipating. And there was a little bit of fallout that I did have to wipe away. But all in all, I think that it applied very nicely, and all of the shadows did apply quite nicely with minimal fallout to them, which was nice. After that, I went all over the center to the inner third of my eyelid with the Jelly Much shadow in the shade Bouquet. This applies so nicely, and it adds just this beautiful sparkliness, and it added kind of a lightness to that center of my lid that I was really looking for, layered on top of the Gotta Fly shade. After that, I swept a little bit of Made to Last all over my lower lash line. I could have gone in and deepened up the outer V a little bit, but I wanted to keep it nice and light and fresh. And then finally, I took a little bit of Just Imagine and I applied that all over my inner corner and on my brow bones. I applied a little bit of mascara, and that completed the eye look there. Alright, so let's talk about my overall thoughts about this collection. And overall, I don't think you'll be surprised to learn that I like this collection. So I do think that honestly, when it comes to the products, the standout products for me are definitely eye products. So certainly the pressed eyeshadow palette, I know that I will get a ton of use out of this guy here. And overall, even though it has that pressed glitter in there, overall, I really do like this eyeshadow palette, and I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection. The same is true for the Jelly Much shadows. I stinking love that formula. I have made no secret about this. It is probably one of my favorite formulas from them, and many of the Super Shock shadows are ones that I'm going to get a lot of usage out of as well. I think the lip products are fine. I don't think that they are ones that I don't have something similar already in my collection. Now, with that being said, I have a huge collection, and so that is probably true of many, many things. I do, again, I feel that they are very comfortable to wear, but I don't know what the overall longevity wear time is. I really like ColourPop lip products, to be quite honest with you. So I don't think that these are by any means bad products, and they're ones that I know that I will get use out of. Additionally, I think the colors are all super flattering. This one that I've been wearing here is Virgo Moon. Am I remembering that correctly? Yes, Virgo Moon. And I think if I had to choose only one to keep, this would be it. But I really and honestly liked all 5 colors. I feel like all 5 are very flattering on me. Even Oasis, which I usually don't gravitate towards pinkier colors, I think that that was very, very flattering. The one that surprised me the most was Come On Clover. It looks so deep and vampy within the bullet, but once applied, it was that beautiful, just kind of vibrant purpley berry shade. I'm surprised by how much I liked it. So I think that that is an excellent collection, but definitely I would say take a look at what you already own and see if you really need it in your collection. And everyone's collection is different, so I can't make that determination. But I think if you pick up anything from this collection, the Jelly Mutt shadows and the pressed palette are where I would probably spend my money. Again, I haven't used the body shimmer. I'm sure it's fine, but I can't really rank it because I didn't try it, and it's not honestly something that I see myself using overly often, but we'll see. We'll see when this summer comes around if I decide I want to break it out and be nice and glittery and glam-tastic. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful in some way. I would love to know, are you planning on picking up this collection or any of the pieces of this collection? And if so, kind of what are your thoughts? What were some of your favorite things and some of the things that maybe you would have passed on if you had to do it again? Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.